So till now we have seen arrays, and we have seen 1D array and 2D arrays. So now let us see array of pointers, right? So how do we declare a pointer? If you write int star a, okay, that means this a is now a pointer because of this star, and this is going to store the address of a variable, right? And that variable will be of type integer, right? And if I do character star b, that means this b is a pointer which is going to store the address of a character variable, right? But in some cases we may need to store the address of multiple integer variables or multiple character variables, right? That means we the same thing. For example, if why do we use an array? We use an array because we wanted to store multiple values, and all those values will be of same type. Now if we declare an array of pointers, that means that array of pointer is going to store the addresses of the datas of the same type, right? So how do we declare an array of pointer? If we do int star c5, right? That means this c is an array of pointers. How? If we look graphically, it will be something like this. This is c. This is the array with 5 index location, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is the index location 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? And this c is storing the base address of this array. Okay, so let us suppose the base address is 1000, so it will be 1002, it will be 1004, it will be 1006, it will be 1008. Let us take an example. Extend this example with a program, right? So let us suppose we are having this program main int star c5, which is actually this array, so I'm referring to this array, okay, and then I'm doing int a is equal to 10, comma b is equal to 5, comma d is equal to 7, and then I'm doing c0 is equal to ampersand a, then I'm doing c1 is equal to ampersand b, and then I'm doing c2 is equal to ampersand c. So what does it mean? It means here in the index location 0 we have stored the address of a, in the index location 1 we have stored the address of b, and in the index location 2 we have stored the address of c. Okay, so let's suppose these are the variables. This is the variable a, which is just given some space in the memory, and it is storing 10 and its address is 2000. It is the variable b, which is storing, sorry, this is address of d, okay, and there's a variable b which is storing 5 and the address is 3000, and there's a variable d which is whose address is 4000 and it is storing 7. Okay, that means from this statement this index location 0 is going to store the address of this variable a. Therefore this index location 0 will be storing 2000, this index location 1 will be storing 3000, this index location 2 will be storing 4000, right? So that means this index is pointing to this variable, it is pointing to this variable, and it is pointing to this variable. So this is how we can declare an array of pointers, and we can access this array of pointers just like we access the arrays, right? Take this example. If we are having this program main, we are having character star b5, right? And this b means this is an array of pointers. So let us suppose this is the diagram. This is b is pointing to the base address, and this is 0, index location 0, index location 1, index location 2, index location 3, and this is index location 4, right? And the base address of this is, let us suppose this address is 1000, this will be 1001 because this is a character array, this will be 1002, this will be 1003, and this will be 1004, right? Now in this program, if I'm doing b0 is equal to Himanshu, okay, Then I'm doing B1 is equal to gate. Then I'm doing B2 is equal to UGC net. Okay. Then I'm doing B3 is equal to exam. If I'm doing B4 is equal to hello. Okay. Then how all these strings are stored in this array? This means if I'm storing this Himanshu in the index location 0, that means this index location 0 is pointing to an array which is storing Himanshu, right? So this is H I M A N S H U and this null character. So right, and let us suppose this its base address is 2000. Then address of this I will be 2001, the address of M will be 2002, the address of A will be 2003, then 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007 and 2008, right? And this index location 0 is storing 2000, correct? Now this B1 is storing gate, that means this is pointing to this G A T E and this null character, and this is pointing to this UGC net. So it is U G C N E T and this null character, and this is pointing to this, which is E X A M and this null character, and this is pointing to this, which is hello. Okay, H E L L O and this null character, right? Now what if I wanted to print this complete string at the index location 1, which is gate? Okay, so how do we print it? We just do printf %s comma this B1, right? Because this B1 index location, this one index is going to give me the base address of this string, which is gate, and this string is an array of characters. Okay, so now this is going to print GATE. Now what if we wanted to print this Anshu, that is ANSHU and up to this null character, and we wanted to skip HIM? So how do you skip this HIM? So to skip this, you have to add 3 to this base address 2000. And how do you get this base address 2000? You will get this base address if you try to access this index location 0 from this array B. So that means if I do printf %s comma B0 plus 3, right? Then I'm going to print this Anshu. How? If you do B0, then this B index location 0 is going to give me the address 2000, and to this address 2000 we are adding 3, right? That means this is going to give me the address 2003, and we are printing with %s. That means from the address 2003 we are going to print everything until we find this null character. Okay, now let us suppose we wanted to print something like this AM. From this exam string we just wanted to print AM. So how do you print this AM? You'll print this AM if you know the base address of this exam. So let us suppose the base address is 3000, then it will be 3001, this will be 3002, 3003 and 3004 and so on, right? So that means if you just add 2 to the base address of this string exam, then you will get AM. You will go to this index location where you can find A, right? So how do you get the base address of this exam? So to get this base address of this exam, you just need to access the index location 3 from this array B. So that means if I do printf %s comma B3 plus 2, right? Then it is going to print AM. How? If we try to access this third index location from this array B, this is going to give me 3000, and if we add 2 to 3000, this is going to give me the address 3002, and this 3002 is the address of this A, right? And we are printing with percentage %s, that means from this address location we are going to print everything until we find this null character. Okay, now let us take few more examples here.